Hello everyone, Carlos Flores back on basics. So before we begin this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. If you have a topic, put it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to make a video for you or give you my take on the topic that you're asking for or the question that you have. Give a like to this video. Actually, this video is pretty interesting because it's about mental health and about humbling yourself. So again, mental health, humbling yourself. If you want to connect with me on Facebook, you can do it at Carlos Flores Jr. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, you can do it at Back on Basics. If you want to connect with me on X, and you can do it at Back on Basics as well. So, I mean, mental health is very important. And I've said this before. I mean, this is a topic that I love talking about because mental health is something that can take you in that roller coaster that we've talked about in previous videos. I mean, you know, and the thing is, a lot of the time, when we're dealing with issues, when we're dealing with problems, when we have concerns, when we feel like we're not at our best, a lot of the time it's because, you know, we let others kind of control or dictate how we should feel, which is not the way that it should. You know, it should be you controlling how you feel, how you deal with things. And it's hard because you know, it's less than ideal sometimes. And sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And so, you know, when you feel that way, you always have to come back to where I talk about all the time, the here and now. I'm telling you, today was a hard day for me. And a lot of the times I wasn't in the here and now. I mean, it took forever. You remember like the satellite? Forever. I love that movie. So, but it does. I mean, I'm barely doing this video right now at around 8:23 Pacific time. It took me from early in the afternoon till now to get somewhat balanced, and kind of like in this present moment, it did take me a lot. It took me hours. I mean, I felt bad. I was frustrated. You know, and there's a lot of things going on that, you know, that are not helping. And so, but at the same time, there's a lot of good things that are going on that, you know, and a lot of the time it's just a mindset, a shift, right? Adaptation of a mindset. And so it's hard sometimes. And I'm telling you, what I tell you is what I'm going through, what I'm practicing. I'm literally practicing being in the here and now, right now. I'm not looking ahead. I'm not going backwards. I'm in here and I'm now. And guess what? I'm still 210. I mean, I should be proud of that, and I am proud of that because I'm to a point where I'm healthy, right? I can think straight. You know, I can do a lot of things within limits. And at the same time, I love doing these videos. I love doing these videos. And remember what I told you before in another video is that sometimes when you have a memory, right, and you have a memory tag and you connect them, that they'll come back, and then it kind of calls upon different emotions and different memories and everything. I mean, I'll give you an example right now. And I have it on my screen, on my second screen. When I was doing work for University of Phoenix, and I was almost done, I actually put on a show. And, I usually watch The Big Bang Theory. It's funny. It's amazing. And so a lot of the times I do that. But today I actually put a show that I used to watch a lot. I mean, I watched almost every single episode. And the show is Cheers. I don't know if anybody remembers that show in the 80s. Cheers with Diane and with Coach. Eventually Woody Harrelson comes on. With Norm, with everybody. I mean, when the theme song to Cheers comes on, I mean, I'm literally tearing up because it just brings me back to a place where there's a little bit more, how could I put it, a little bit more simple. I'm a simple person. Overcomplication I can deal with, but when it's coming from different directions, I just want to go back to basics. And that's the reason why I go back to basics, because it's simplified. My foundation, and I didn't realize that until today when I was listening to the theme song and I watched the first episode of Cheers, that I said, holy crap. I mean, this is something that I used to watch when I was here in the United States. Cheers helped me learn how to speak English. When I was learning how to speak English, I mean, there was a lot of shows that did that. I mean, I could tell you, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork, and so, I mean, it's amazing, right? What memories are put together with memory tags and how they're brought on. I'm telling you, I was teary-eyed when the theme song came on. It just brought back so many memories. Brought back me being 9, 10 years old. Going to my friends across the way from my uncle's house, because we were living at my uncle's house for like 6 months. I mean, I was an outsider. I was an outsider at George Washington Elementary. I mean, I was to the point where I wanted to fit in, but I was that foreigner kid that dressed kind of funky because a lot of the things were hand-me-downs and a lot of the things were from like secondhand stores. And then eventually I started getting my own things and everything. But, life was simple. And a simple life is something that people want. Simpleness. There was a study that said, I think it came out in one of the psychology journals, and it said that there's a few things that people appreciate that will bring them back to basics. Warmth is one of them. Just feeling warm. I mean, warmth is really good. I mean, it's kind of like, somebody giving you a hug, right? It's like I told you in my previous videos, my dad just giving me a hug and hugging me and letting me know. Connecting. Or just connections with others. It's amazing, the many connections that I've had. And what's interesting is I haven't been connecting with the people that I should, and I feel like I'm not balanced enough. And I'm telling you this. I'm being very honest with you. I'm in the here and now. So I'm super focused right now because I'm here, right? I'm not thinking about what I'm worried about or what I was worried about. I'm not going back and thinking about what I was worried about. I'm here in the present, like I always tell you. And I'm telling you, basic foundation is helping me get to where I want to get to. My basic foundation, which includes a lot of different topics, a lot of different themes. You know, me as a English learner, right? Me as a non-English speaker, you know, me as an introvert. I mean, I came from a war, and I was put in a city, Delhi city, where people haven't experienced that unless you were in another country. They haven't experienced that, so they didn't. I couldn't relate, or they couldn't relate to me, and it was amazing because at the same time, I was in a shelter class. Remember, I told you that in one of the earlier videos where I learned it. That's the reason why, as a special education teacher, repetition is very important for me. Repetition is very important for me to instill in my students, because, I mean, repetition is what got me where I am right now. I'm very simple. I'm very basic. I'm not complicated to understand. But I mean, I've done things that others have only thought of. I mean, I've been part of groups. I've been in school. I've had opportunities to do a lot of things that other people don't do, and so it's been great. But at the same time, right? Whenever you feel like, you know, you're not in the right place, or you feel like you're either in the future, right, or you're either in the past, and you're trying to bring yourself to the present, you need those people. You need those connections. You need to make sure you understand that you still have those people that, even though you haven't talked to them in years, you're like this. You're like this, right? You'll catch up really quickly. You'll make sure that things happen, so that way that connection can happen again. I mean, social media is great, but a lot of the times, you know, just face to face, just connecting with others is what fuels people's tanks. Remember, people have tanks, right? Introvert tanks, extrovert tanks. I mean, it is what it is, and so making sure that you're always filling your tank, so that way you can deal with things however they come, And so a lot of the times it just takes it takes things that rattle you to bring you back to the here and now. This here and now is where you're optimized. Is where your mind is sharp, your body is ready. So it's a mind-body balance that you need. So whenever you need to do that, whenever you need to refocus, right? It's always in the here and now. It's always in the present. It's always in, you know, you can't be reminiscing about the past. And believe me, about an hour ago, I was doing that, and I still am. I mean, I'm not in the best of places, but things like Cheers, and I mean that theme from Cheers, it just got me thinking. I mean, and so for me, TV has been big. And there's many things that have helped me through. Music has done that. Remember, I wear my Def Leppard shirt. I mean, it's like, just singing to that music is just, I mean, emotions come out, focus is sharp, and then all of a sudden I bring it here, and then, I mean, it's success. It's successful, because it gets me balance. Again, it gets me back on basics. And so you have to understand yourself. You have to know yourself, right? You have to know others. You have to know your higher power. You have to know your goals, and you have to know how to get to your goals and how to celebrate your goals. You have to do that. So for me, the first one, knowing myself, I have to understand that I have really deep connections, memory ties that sometimes I haven't dealt with in years, but as soon as I hear or I see or I smell or I taste or I touch, things just come back. I mean, it's amazing. The emotions, the feelings, the happiness, the smiles, right? They come back. And that's what I love about psychology. Psychology is a topic that I'm always going to talk about. I mean, you guys have provided me suggestions. I want to thank you, 152 subscribers. You know, this is not. I mean, based on everything that's going on in other social media outlets, I mean, talking about life balance, talking about getting to back on basics, making sure that your life is balanced, sharpening your mind, getting into focus, being in the present, right? Being in the here and now, making sure that you have a support system, following your village, connecting with your village members, which I'm going to start doing, connecting with your village members. I mean, it's not the sexiest talk, but it's the one that makes a difference. And I'm telling you, if you keep on watching these videos, subscribe at Back on Basics 9985. These will help you get to where you want to get to. I'm telling you. It's difficult to make decisions by yourself, but when you have a support system, where you have a village that you can plug into, where you have the people that have seen you from little all the way till where you're at right now, believe me, you have everything that you need. You have a lot of things that are going well for you, that are going the best for you. It's difficult at times, and believe me, it was very difficult today. I'm telling you, it was very difficult today. But once you have that connection with somebody, once you have that interaction with somebody, once you listen to something, once you watch something, I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's like it brings you back to simple life. Simple life. Believe me, it brings you back to simple life. And when you're in simple life mode, you're in the here and now. I mean, our life shouldn't be overcomplicated as human beings, because we can't do overcomplication. Do not overcomplicate your life. I have done that. I've complicated my life a lot of times. Do not. Basic, right? It doesn't mean that you're moving things around. It doesn't mean that you're not choosing to do things. It means that you're prioritizing the things that will get you ahead, that will get your life balanced, right? That will get to mind-body balance, that will get you focused on the things that you need to do, that will get you going. And I'm telling you, it is amazing, because it is that simple. Human nature, warmth, connections, understanding of, those are the four things that article said. Warmth, connection, understanding, love. Those are the things. I mean, if I were to if I were to tell you, those are the things that people need. Those are the basics. Those are basic necessities. And that's what people around the world have said. Love, connections, understanding, right? Warmth. Four things. In general, there's others. I mean, believe me, everybody's different. Everybody can get back to basics different things. I mean, I have my cats here. Look, I'm petting one. Hi. Say hi. Hold on. Tweets. Hold on, miss. Look, this is Mochi. She's purring. She wants to go back to bed. But anyways. Okay, you can lay down. Warmth. Understanding. Love. Right? Just connections. That was a connection. You see how calm I am? It's because I know that it is, right, that connection, that warmth, that love, that affection doesn't have any strings attached. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what psychology is all about. And that's the reason why I made this specific video today, because I wanted to share that listening to the Cheers intro, the song, and showing you Mochi, and making sure that you understand that things are basic. I mean, a lot of times, all of us yearn for basic things. To be basic, be in the here and now, right? Connect with the people that you need to connect with, that you want to connect with. Believe me, there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about you. Believe me, I'm telling you. I would bet you, I mean, that there's a lot of people that are saying, I haven't connected with so and so in these many years, or these many months, or these many days. Believe me, don't be an island. Because once you're in an island, remember we talked about that when we were talking about being homeless. Then you start talking to yourself. Then you start being in your mind. Then you start focusing on things that are non-realistic. So, warmth, connection, understanding, right? Love. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. Hit the like button. Man, it's amazing going back to basics. Sometimes you have to do that so that way you can get a fresh restart. I mean, why do computers have to upgrade and then you have to do a restart? Because you go back on basics. Because you're going back. Because you're rebooting yourself. So next time, make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you have those memories in that memory tag so that way you'll be able to bring them up. Cheers, wrestling, Happy Days, Mork and Mindy. I mean, those are just shows, right? But when I was growing up, that was it. That was the interaction. My parents were always were working, which they were trying to provide for us. So I understood. So shows were very important to me, and they're still very important to me. Back on basics.